So, let's talk about emotional red flags, starting with gaslighting. I think it's one of the most insidious behaviors you can encounter, and sadly, it's more common than people realize. Gaslighting isn't just someone disagreeing with you or seeing things differently. It's intentionally manipulating you to question your reality, your perceptions.
Right. It's not just, oh, you remembered wrong. It's more like, what are you even talking about? That never happened, when you know damn well it did. It twists the truth to make you doubt yourself.
Exactly. And that doubt can undermine your confidence over time. I had this debate with a friend once. He dismissed gaslighting as just a communication issue, like it's some minor misunderstanding. But there's a huge difference between a genuine misunderstanding and someone weaponizing your trust against you.
Man, your friend's clueless. A misunderstanding is like, I don't know, getting your schedules mixed up. Gaslighting is deliberate, it's calculated. And here's the thing, people who do it, they know what they're doing.
Exactly. And honestly, recognizing it is so important, because if you let it slide, it chips away at your mental stability. You start asking yourself, was I wrong? Am I overreacting? And before long, you're doubting things you once knew with certainty.
And that's dangerous. When you start doubting yourself, you're losing pieces of who you are. That's not love, that's control.
Well said. Now, this ties into a broader issue, respect or lack of it. Like when someone blatantly ignores boundaries you've set. I mean, boundaries are supposed to safeguard your well-being, your peace of mind. But if your partner disregards them, what does that say?
It says they don't respect you, point blank. Look, when you tell someone, I need space, or this makes me uncomfortable, and they don't take it seriously, they're telling you straight up that your feelings don't matter to them.
Exactly. Boundaries are non-negotiable. They're not optional suggestions. And it's not about controlling your partner. It's about setting expectations for respect. Yet some people cross them like it's a sport.
Yeah, and it never stops there. If they get away with crossing one boundary, they're going to push the next one and the next. It's like you give an inch, they take a mile.
That's true. You have to enforce boundaries, and you can't let a partner make you feel guilty for asking for basic respect. That's manipulation too, playing the victim when you're just trying to be heard. And speaking of boundaries, there's another major red flag to be aware of: avoiding accountability. One of the ways this shows up is when someone always plays the victim. At first, it seems minor or even unintentional, but over time, it becomes a pattern, a way to deflect responsibility in the relationship.
Yeah, like everything that goes wrong is somehow your fault, no matter what. I've seen it firsthand. A buddy of mine, he was with this woman who she turned everything around on him. She lied, his fault because he didn't trust her enough. She blew up at him. Oh, it's because he stressed her out.
And that's the thing. It's exhausting. When someone refuses to take responsibility for their actions, it creates this uneven dynamic where you're constantly on edge, trying to manage their emotions while ignoring your own.
Exactly. It's like emotional acrobatics. And you know what's crazy? My buddy started believing her. He'd apologize for things he didn't even do just to keep the peace.
That's unfortunately so common. When someone weaponizes victimhood, they're really sidestepping accountability. It's a way to control the narrative and avoid facing the consequences of their actions. But it leaves their partner, your friend in this case, doubting himself, maybe even questioning his own reality over time.
Man, it ate him alive. Like, I'm watching him lose confidence bit by bit. And for what? A relationship where he was basically her punching bag? It was ridiculous.
And the worst part is that it doesn't just stop with blame shifting. Coupled with manipulation, it erodes your sense of self. You start internalizing this idea that you're fundamentally flawed, that every argument ends with, "This is your fault."
Right. If you're always the villain in their story, what's the point? They're not trying to meet you halfway. They're just keeping you in check, mentally and emotionally.
And no amount of effort on your end can fix that dynamic unless they're willing to own up to their behavior. Relationships thrive on accountability, and when someone refuses to engage with it, it's a major sign that things won't improve.
Yeah, and all the apologies in the world won't matter if they don't even think they're doing anything wrong. That's where I told my buddy, it's like hitting your head on a brick wall. You deserve better than that.
And honestly, that's the core of the issue. Without accountability, there's no growth. And without growth, you're in a relationship that's just stagnant. Or worse, a relationship that's actively breaking you down. It's something people can't ignore. You know, Michael, something you said earlier really stuck with me. How people can lose themselves in a relationship where accountability is just absent. And it got me thinking, why do so many people stay in those situations longer than they should? One thing that keeps coming up is this feeling that they owe an explanation, like they have to justify their decision to leave.
But they don't. I mean, let's be real. If someone's chipping away at your peace and your sanity, why do you owe them anything at that point? Your self-respect should come first, period.
Exactly. There's this myth that closure or explanations are necessary to validate your choice. But walking away doesn't require anyone's permission. It's about recognizing when something no longer serves you, your happiness, your growth, your mental health, and choosing to step out of that cycle.
Yeah, because staying in that kind of relationship is not just holding you back, it's draining you piece by piece. I've seen too many people lose themselves trying to make it work with someone who, let's be honest, doesn't even respect them.
And respect really is the foundation of it all. Without it, there's no way to build a healthy partnership. Think about the concept of time. If someone repeatedly disrespects your time, cancels plans last minute, makes you feel like you're the afterthought, what does that tell you?
It tells you they don't value you, plain and simple, because if they did, they wouldn't treat your time, your life, like it's disposable. And let's not forget, time's the one thing you can't get back. Once it's gone, it's gone.
And that's why it's so crucial to prioritize yourself. You have to get unapologetic about your standards. If someone isn't meeting them, if they're constantly crossing boundaries, disrespecting your time, or just not trying anymore, you have to ask yourself, what am I staying for? And more importantly, at what cost?
You're staying for a version of them that doesn't exist anymore. Maybe it never did. And the cost, man, that's your peace, your confidence, your entire sense of self. That's too high a price.
It really is. So, let's leave our listeners with this. When a relationship starts taking more from you than it gives, the healthiest thing you can do is take control of your life and walk away. No explanations, no second guessing, just a firm decision to choose yourself.
Right, and don't let anyone guilt you into thinking otherwise. You got to protect your mental health, your peace, your self-worth. That's non-negotiable. If someone's trying to dim your light, it's time to flip the switch and leave them in the dark.
Absolutely. And on that note, we're wrapping up today's episode. Thank you all for tuning in and taking the time to reflect with us. Remember, self-respect starts with the choices you make for yourself. Until next time, take care of your mind, your peace, and your future.
We'll catch you next time. Stay strong out there.